Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Fire Emblem Heroes Sleeper Skills, a series where we take a look at skills that can be hard to find a home for. Today we'll be talking about the boost skills. Mechanically, they all work the same. At the beginning of combat, if a unit has 3 or more health than their opponent, they get a boost to one of their stats. Water Boost grants resistance, Wind Boost gives speed, Earth Boost defense, and Fire Boost attack. Water Boost is only available on Bartra. Wind Boost is obtainable from Bride Charlotte or Grey. Fire Boost can be found on Luke or Summer Xander, and Earth Boost can be inherited from Amelia or Bowie. The boost skills are very similar to stances or blows, except with a little bit of effort, they can work on both phases instead of only the enemy or the player phase. That's really powerful, but that flexibility comes at the cost of consistency. Anytime a stance or a blow skill would be helpful, a boost skill would be just as helpful, and then some, but you need to have enough health to trigger it. Because of that HP requirement, boost skills synergize well with natural bulk, summoner support, and refined weapons. Boosted units are also good candidates for your plus HP seals too. The ideal candidate for a boost skill needs one thing: a ton of health or a way to get a ton of health. In general, armored units and bulky melee will be the most reliable boost users for this reason. Let's look at a few examples, one for each boost skill. Up first we have my favorite boost build and by far the most expensive, Water Boost Gwendoline. Gwendoline has high HP, defense and resistance, mediocre attack, and poor speed. By sacrificing that speed for additional bulk, and then adding Barket's Lance and Water Boost on top, Gwendoline becomes an insanely durable mixed wall. What do I mean by insanely durable? A plus defense 5-star Gwendoline running this build has a shocking 54 HP, 41 defense, and 45 resistance in combat. That's not even counting buffs from teammates either. For her weapon, we take a refined Barket's Lance. Her special is somewhat flexible, but I highly recommend a 3-charge damaging special. Her A slot is Water Boost. Her B slot can be either Quick Riposte, Wary Fighter, or Renewal if you want to make her an even more resilient wall. Her C slot is flexible, but I'd go with Attack Smoke if given the choice. Because this build has a voided distant counter, it can run the Deflect Magic or Deflect Missile seals to great effect. Now, full disclosure, this build is 100% gimmick, and it's really just designed to show off what boost skills can do, not to be a good idea. Next we have the most obvious build on this list, Arden running Fire Boost. Like Gwendoline, Arden can safely run boost skills because of his armored health pool. With 60 HP at base, Arden has the highest base health of any unit in the game. He can reliably trigger the boost effect even in difficult PvE content or when facing heavily merged units. This build trades in Arden's default Brave Sword for a refined Slaying Edge, both for the extra bulk and for the special charge reduction. Arden is guaranteed a boosted auto-double in his first combat on every map. His natural defense is high enough that he can also safely bait in archers, but without distant counter he'll be unable to retaliate and the damage may compromise his boost ability, so watch out. For the weapon we take Slaying Edge, refined with either defense or attack. For the A slot we take Fire Boost for a nigh guaranteed bonus in his first combat. For the B slot we keep the follow-up ring. In the C slot, I highly recommend Armor March, but if you aren't running Arden as part of an armor team, then something like Panic Ploy will work just as well. For his seal, like Gwendoline, I recommend one of the ranged deflect seals to give him some extra resilience against ranged damage. Next we have a unit that has a reputation as a summon ruiner, Bartra. Bartra's stats, when you take a step back and look at them, aren't half bad, and with his bonkers HP and above average defense, he can run Earth Boost really well. The key to this build is the Brash Assault Desperation combo. The idea is that we have an enemy hit Bartra on the enemy phase, and then he survives, getting put into combo range and can start tearing through the enemy team. For the weapon, we take a refined Slaying Axe. For the A slot, we take Earth Boost. In the B slot, funnily enough, we have to run Desperation, even though Bartra comes with Brash Assault by default. The C slot is again flexible, but I recommend skills like Panic Ploy or Infantry Pulse to leverage his health. For the seal, we run Brash Assault to set up the combo. That's all there is to it. This build's really straightforward. Finally, we have Carol. At first glance, Carol's stats are odd. His attack and speed are respectable, but low for his unit archetype. In exchange though, he gets access to the Wodao by default and has a ton of hit points. Just for reference, Carol is in the same HP tier as units like Crom or Seliph, and yet he has 35 base speed. With a plus speed nature, we can bring that up to 38, and a speed refined Wodao brings that up even more to 41. If we can trigger Wind Boost, which we can because Carol's health is so high, we can take that all the way to 47. That's with no outside buffs or support. Carol has enough health to trigger the boost against most common red units like Ike, Ryoma, or Aira, even though he struggles against dragons and armors. When we combine that speed and bulk with the Wodao, we have a fast, bulky special spammer that can start tearing other melee units apart. If you like this build, then you may also want to take a look at Ogma. He can do pretty much the same thing, but he trades some of his resistance and speed for a little bit more attack. Just some food for thought. For the weapon, we keep the Wodao, refined with speed. For the special, we elect to run Moonbow or Glimmer, depending on what Carol's going to be fighting. The A slot is Wind Boost. The B slot is relatively flexible, but I personally recommend Wrath. For the C slot, I'd go with Infantry Pulse, but it's still a luxury and not a necessity. For the Seal, you can add even more speed with Speed plus 3, or you can help pre-charge a monster special by running Quicken Pulse. Overall, I'm kind of torn on boost skills. On the one hand, they work best on a lot of units that we don't think of too often, and I like that. Units like Carol, who are roundly outclassed when running traditional builds, can actually shine when they use boosts. On the other hand though, the boosts just don't stack up well compared to other A-slot options. Why would you run skills like Earth Boost when you could run Steady Breath, Distant Counter, or Fury? The real problem with them though is the rarity. The boost skills are just too hard to get. To me, there's no reason why such situational and arguably underpowered skills need to be locked to a bunch of 5-star exclusive units. Still, that's not a problem with boosts, and that's a topic for another video. Hopefully I did a good job with this video, but that's not for me to decide. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. As always, I hope to see you next time.